Welcome everybody. Today we have our bell and we have a bass. We're so glad that that Mrs. Stingle could join us today with bass. So she's going to be playing along and demonstrating for everybody as we go. My name is David Eby. I am your host for this afternoon's class. So I don't have any jokes for you today, but I want to start with a really special magic trick. We are going to turn hope into sound. And in order to do this, you're going to need to do a couple of things. First, place yourself in a relaxed sitting position so that your arms are relaxed, your shoulders are relaxed, your back is relaxed, but you're not slumping, but you're not too tight up this way either. So you're just nice and relaxed here. Then the next thing is you're going to relax your breath. So you're going to take some deep, slow breaths, allowing the air to come all the way down into the bottom parts of your lungs, allowing the belly to squish out of the way as the air comes down and gets pushed and pushes your stomach out a little bit as you breathe in. And the next thing is you're going to locate within, using your awareness, your heart. And placing your awareness in your heart, you're going to allow that to relax. And as we start to open the heart, it might be a little scary because there might be a whole lot of stuff in there like anxiety and fear and negativity and uncertainty and anxiety and sadness, but yet there might also be hope. And so what we're going to do is we're going to find and we're going to hold on to that hope, and we're going to draw that hope all the way down from our heart into the shoulder, through the arm, through the elbow, through the forearm, through the hand, through the fingers, and into the bow. And holding on to that thought of hope. You can also think of love, of compassion, of kindness, of friendship. We're going to then do our 30 seconds of focus on the D string, holding that thought. Now I'm doing this with our high schoolers, and believe it or not, high schoolers have an even harder time of keeping their concentration. So I bet you're going to be able to do this well. You're going to have to self-observe, because I can't get in there and say, you're not thinking about this. But what you want to do is just make sure that your heart is relaxed and your breath is relaxed. And you're holding on to that hope and you're turning it into sound. Believe it or not, people can hear you when you play with hope in your heart and concentrate on that. Here we go, D string for 30 seconds. And wow. So even with just the three of us here, I can feel a difference in myself and in my space and in my space around me. Whew, that's really fun to start with. So now we're going to stretch that into the D major scale. We're going to do 2 bows per note, D, D, E, E. And we're going to hit the top note and then we're going to come back down as we go. Let's see. I think we're going to have Mrs. Stingle demonstrate this. So she's going to lead, since we have the basses there. I'm going to pin her video up here, and I'm going to mute Mr. Averill and me.
Okay, everyone, hello. So let's start on D, open D. 1, 2, ready, 2, bows, and.
Beautiful, thank you. Bass players, notice that her bow hand was exquisite. Can you just put your hand right there? Notice how beautifully her fingers are sloped towards the strings. So they're not leaning back towards the pinky, but they're leaned towards the first finger there. And you can see how her wrist is slightly leaning in there, giving her a lot of power in there. So it's not a grab, but it's more of a lean and as you hold it there. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but we're gonna do it as a game. I am going to lead this one. We're going to, I'm gonna play 4 beats. I'm gonna play 1 measure. You're gonna play 1 measure. I'm gonna play 1 measure. You're gonna play 1 measure as we go. So, and I'll just lead this one. Here we go, ready. So I begin. So let's start that again. So it's not going to be back and forth, but you're going to take over. So you're going to continue ba da 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 as we go. And so I'm going to ask my colleagues to not play for this one, so that we can leave the space for the kids to play. So I'm going to play ba da 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 da, and then you would play 4 G G F sharp E E D. I guess it's 2 bars, isn't it? So here we go. I'm going to play 2 bars. You play 2 bars. Me. You continue. Back to me. Your turn. It's the same music. And then back to me. Now we're going to do the same thing. I'm only going to play 4 beats this time for real. So it's going to be shorter me, shorter you, shorter me, shorter you. Ready, go. Good. Now you're going to start. So 1, 2, ready, go. Your turn. Your turn. Now I'm going to lead again. I do 2 beats. You do 2 beats. I do 2 beats. You do 2 beats. Ready, go. And then you start and you do 2 beats, I do 2 beats. Make sure that you're stopping though. 1, 2, ready, go. Yes. Okay, I hope you had fun doing that. Please let me know if you did. Thanks. Okay, I'm gonna unmute Mr. Averill, who's going to lead us in, what are you gonna lead us in again, Mr. Averill?
Well, you know, I think I'm gonna begin with a review of Go Talent Roadie. And would this also be a good time for us to move into Do a Deer as well?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think it's good that we start with a review. And to begin this review, I think I'm going to have you do some air bowing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Well, I think most of you know that song quite well. We're going to move into Do a Deer. And yesterday, we worked on about 3 measures of the piece, and I'd like for us to say the letter names that we learned first of all. Starts off with D, E, F, D, F, D, F, E, F, G, G, F, E, G. That's as far as we went in the piece. I'll play it for you once, and then I'm going to have you play along with me. Let me play once for you. That's as far as we went. Last time we did this, I said the fingering, so I'm going to do that again with you. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, 1, 3, E, 3, 3, 1, 3, 4, 4, 3, 1. Now you'll understand that that's only good for the cellos. Our bass players, we already know, as Mr. Eby has stated, they are so smart that they know their fingerings. If we say a 3, it's a 4. If we say a 4, at least on the higher strings, it's an open G. So we're in good shape. So now I'm going to begin right where we left off. Oh, Mr. Eby, you're muted. I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Let's have Christy play that much for us.
Oh, that'd be great.
Hold on just a sec. Okay.
Great. Wonderful. So I'm going to move forward a little bit in the piece. And one of the things that you are doing in this piece, which you probably aren't aware of yet at this point, is that you're playing dotted quarter notes. I wouldn't worry about what it is. You can kind of feel how long to hold it, because I think almost all of you know this piece. We're starting up here on the note G, F sharp comes next. So I'll go ahead and say the letter names for you. I'll sing it for you. F, G, A, F, A, F, A. I'll do that again. F, G, A, F, A, F, A. I'll play it for you once. Just listen. This time, please join me. Ready? Go. Maybe Christy could play that a little bit right there for us. That's wonderful. Thank you. The next part goes like this. G, A, B, B, A, G, B. I'll do that again. G, A, B, B, A, G, B. And I will play it for you once. Please listen. Do it one more time. This time you join me. Ready? Go. Now maybe Christy could play.
Start an open G.
All right, that's wonderful. I think this would be a good place for us to try and put all of that together. I'm not going to go any farther into the piece this week. It's a little bit too long otherwise. I'm going to start by playing the first section for you that we have just worked on. Could Christy play that for us now? Now that's great. I think that's a good place for us to stop on this. We can do more of this next week, but take a look at the first part of this piece. I think you're going to do a wonderful job. Back to Mr. Evie.
All right. Now, just to review for the week, let's put it back in gallery view. So the Allegro, the piece Allegro, D, D, A, B, C sharp, D, B, A, G, G, Fi, Fi, E, D, E, Fi, D. So if you can sing that with that same, now notice that I'm not going like this. E, D, A, but D, D, A. So articulation is how you begin notes. It's the articulation is the beginning of a sound. So it can either be like this, or it can be very clearly articulated like this. So cellos and basses, we're going to do, just play those first four notes and stop. So basses, you have your choice of doing it high or doing it D, D, A, down there. 1, 2, ready, go. So as we do this, we are imagining that you are running down the hallway, and at the end of the hallway there is this big foam cushion, and you're running down and you're just slamming right into the foam cushion. You get to go and you land, and it's fun. It doesn't hurt at all. So that's what we're doing with the bow. We're going jump, and then we're immediately stopping the bow, and you'll hear the end of the sound. So it's not this where you lift off the bow, but you keep the bow on the string and you run into that foam pad. And then you turn around and then you go the other direction. Same idea. So there's this little bit of a stop when you hit the foam pad before you can run back the other way. So as we work on these notes, most everybody got these, but just to recover it again, B, C sharp, D, B. So you can just practice that. 1, 3, 4, 1, and do that 4, 5, 10 times. Practicing putting those fingers down in order. Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Evie.
Yes.
You know, it's really, really neat. If they work carefully on their left hand, they can actually place those fingers and hear them without plucking or bowing.
I could even hear you doing that. Do it again. Nice.
So if they can work towards that, it proves and shows that they have very strong hands.
Yeah. Ms. Stingle, can you do the B, C sharp, D, B? And can you then do it down the octave for another possibility? One. So in a way, if you play bass, it's a little bit easier as we go there. All right. So we're going to play it one more time, and then we will be done for today. Okay, here we go. I'm going to mute you guys so it doesn't get confusing. Okay. Here we go. 2, ready, and. Lift. Nice. And we'll stop there. Mrs. Tinkle wanted to play more. We're so glad you could join us. Okay, so we want to wish you guys a happy weekend. And even though life is crazy and we don't know what to expect from day to day, we are really glad for this opportunity to help you guys and to teach as we can. So don't hesitate to reach out. We're always here. And obviously, we're not going to Hawaii or anything like that. So we are here for you guys as you reach out. So we'll all say goodbye.
Bye.
See you next week.